My head is spinning, he said sullenly as he hugged you and rested his head on your chest. A gasp escaped your lips, shock written all over your face as you looked down at him. What happened? He nuzzled into you, burying his face in your chest. I drank too much. It hurts a lot. The earth is shaking. He murmured sullenly. You could feel his pout against your chest. You mentally sighed as a thick blanket was separating you both. Otherwise, you were wearing a thin silk nightwear. Why did you drink it when you can't handle it? Your eyebrows crooked together when he looked up at you, his lips protruding even more. With his flushed face and red nose, he looked like an adorable puppy. It was delicious. I couldn't help it. You couldn't help but roll your eyes at his reasoning. Delicious? Yeah, sure. He batted his eyelashes innocently and poked your cheek. Don't you believe me? It was so good. You blinked your eyes, wondering how could a man turn into a kid after being drunk. You had seen your father creating absolute chaos after being drunk, but Jimin was different. He becomes an adorable and obedient kid. If you order him to sit, he will sit immediately. Okay, fine, I believe you. He smiled smugly and then laid his head back down on your chest with a sigh of contentment and relief. Rubbed his face like a cute kitten. He surely was one hell of a cute guy. I'm so tired. He slowly started pulling the blanket down which covered you till your neck. Your eyes went wide in shock. You acted quickly and got a hold of it before he could pull it down completely. Jimin, what are you doing? You whisper yell at him. Your face burned as he thrust up to your cheeks. He giggled slightly, his eyes almost disappearing as his lips parted in a grin. He nestled his face in the nook of your neck. You took a sharp intake of air as his hot breath fanned against your skin and whispered in a very cute, tired voice. What does it look like I am doing? He looked up at you with a mischievous smile. Your grip on the blanket tightened as his hand reached out to tug at it. You tell me, you stuttered. Your stomach twisted as a swarm of butterflies erupted from the pit of it. His lips curved into a slow, lazy, but naughty grin, and you already knew he was up to something. He giggled again, and you swallowed in nervousness when you felt the vibrations on your chest. You froze, your body went limp when he gave a playful bite on your neck. Your heartbeat slowed down, and as he slowly traced his lips from your neck to all the way up to your ear, his lips touched your earlobe, and you felt as though you would faint any time. Maybe I just really like the way you feel. He whispered into your ear with a teasing tone. He playfully bit your earlobe and giggled again. You understood he was teasing you. You pressed your palms on his chest and gently pushed him back a little. Or maybe you are high on your hormones. He gave a mischievous grin and nodded, and whispered in your ear seductively. That might be true too, but I assure you, I find you attractive even when I am not drunk. Your breath hissed into your throat, but you composed yourself and pulled his head back to meet your eyes. Oh, really? You're always grumpy, so I don't believe you. You're always glaring at me like an owl. He laughed slightly. Meeting your eyes, he gave you a smirk. My expressions may reflect grumpiness, sweetheart, but they mask a deeper affection for you. And my glaring is actually intense admiration. I am just a grumpy lion with a soft heart. He grinned playfully and nuzzled his face back into your chest. Don't you know? The more grumpy someone is, the more they love you. Uh huh. And who said that? He paused for a moment, pretending to think deeply, and then looked up at you with a mischievous smile. I did. It's a scientific fact, you know. The grumpiness love correlation has been widely studied and proven beyond doubt. He joked with a playful tone. Just a little grumpy, but a whole lot of love. You rolled your eyes knowing he was high on alcohol, but you couldn't deny that you liked it. I didn't know you were into research. I thought you were a grumpy, boring businessman. He smirked and playfully rolled his eyes. Well, I guess you learned something new about me tonight, but the real research I'm interested in is exploring you, sweetie. I could study every inch of your body for the rest of my life and never get bored. He whispered in a seductive tone, teasing gleaming in his eyes. You are drunk, Jimin, and you are rumbling absolute gibberish. Get off me and sleep. You avoided his teasing stare, feeling a tingling feeling in your stomach. He sighed dramatically, reluctantly giving in. Okay, he dropped his head back on the swell of your chest and closed his eyes. Good night. Hey, get up and sleep on your side. You're suffocating me under your weight. He lifted his head, sulking like a child. Fine, but give me a good night kiss. Your eyes enlarged when he puckered his lips and slowly decreased the distance. No, not on the lips. You reek of alcohol. He nodded in agreement. I suppose a forehead kiss would be more appropriate. After all, you wouldn't want to taste my alcoholic breath. But before I drift off, I just want to say that even when I'm grumpy or drunk like now, my love for you is stronger than any hangover. He leaned in and gently kissed your forehead. Go to sleep now. He nodded and rolled over you, occupying the space beside you. And when he thought you could finally breathe in peace, he snuggled closer, throwing his limbs around your body. Good night, my love, he whispered softly, his breath warm against your skin. You smiled as he slowly drifted off to sleep, snoring softly and cuddling closer to you. Serenity washed over his face. He woke up the next morning, still a bit groggy and tired from the previous night's drinking. His head throbbed slightly from the hangover, making his mood even grumpier than usual. Oh, my head feels like it's been pounded with a hammer. He groaned, his brow furrowed in irritation. I hate mornings, especially when I feel like this. Here, hangover soup. He looked at the soup, then gave a weak, grumpy smile. Thanks, you always know how to take care of me, even when I'm being a grumpy pain in the. He took a few sips of the soup and sighed with slight relief. This is surprisingly good. It's helping a bit with the headache at least. You gave a curt nod, picking up the book you were reading and placing it on its place. Get ready quickly. You are already late for work. He nodded in agreement, still slightly grumpy. I guess you are right. Gotta get ready for work despite this damn hangover. He grumbled under his breath as he continued sipping on the soup. It's gonna be a long day, but it's better with you by my side, even if you are nagging me. You sighed, knowing it was yet another tactic to gain your attention. What do you want? Narrowed your eyes at him when he smiled victoriously as if he had won a reward. How about not nagging me for starters? But since I doubt that's ever going to happen, how about bringing me some ibuprofen and a tall glass of water? And please, don't give me that judgmental look. I know I brought this on myself. So can you please spare me the lecture and just pamper me a bit, just this once? You rolled your eyes at your dramatic husband. Sure, your highness. He grinned at your sarcastic response. Finally, someone who understands the importance of pampering. Now, let's start with the ibuprofen, shall we? Roll your eyes and walked up to the cupboard to bring him the asked medicine. Thanks. He took the ibuprofen and immediately swallowed it down along with the glass of water you offered him. He let out a satisfied sigh as the painkiller started to take effect, dulling the throbbing headache to a more bearable level. You watched him as he took the medicine. Your relationship with him was like Grumpy and Sunshine. You were the grumpy person, and he was the sunshine. You always had that constipated face that made you a human repellent. Whereas you were a serious type of person, he was a lively one. In the initial days of your marriage, he was scared of you because of the expressions you always had on your face. But as a few months rolled by, he started opening up, showing his you his true and lively side. He did miss a chance to get on your nerves. Although you acted annoyed, you couldn't deny that you actually like his playful side. Thank you. That hits a spot. Now, if you could just make sure to have my coffee ready and give me some space to prepare for work without any further nagging, I'll be as good as new in no time. He grinned as you glared at him. Oh, sure, Your Highness. I'm your personal servant, no? He grinned slightly, enjoying the playful banter. Of course, you are my personal servant and my loving wife, which means you are stuck with me until the end of the time. He teased, his eyes shining with mischief and a fond affection. And yes, you may call me Your Highness if it pleases you, my lady. I'd be a fool to deny such a title from my devoted servant. He shook his head proudly, unbothered by the glories you threw at him. Oh, I'm so fortunate to hear that, Your Highness. He chuckled at your slightly frustrated response, amused by your efforts to hold back from smacking him. I can see the temptation growing in you. Just let loose and give me a good smack. I'll take it as a token of your undying love for me. He smirked, his eyes glowing with playful defiance as he awaited your response. His grills only widened as he continued to provoke you, eagerly anticipating your next move. Your jaw ticked as you rolled the blanket you were folding and threw it at his face. Make the bed. You grumbled and strode towards the door. He watched you turn to leave, a playful smirk still lingering on his face. As you started to walk away, he called out to you in a teasing voice, "Where are you off to, my lady?" You ignored him. Are you running away from your handsome, grumpy, kingly husband who is desperately in need of his dear servant's care? Or perhaps you are just trying to find a way to hide your affection for me? I can see through your little game, you know. I know you can't resist my charm. You ignored his nagging and continued walking. Opening the door, you stepped out and made your way towards the living room with Jimin hot on your tail. He watched you stride away, clearly amused by your decision to ignore him. He shook his head in mock disappointment. Abandoned by my own wife when I need her the most. He feigned a dramatic tone, throwing his hand to his forehead like a wounded king. Alas, what a cruel fate to suffer, left behind my dearest servant, while I, your humble king, languish in need. How will I ever recover from this betrayal? You shook your head in helplessness and continued walking towards the kitchen. He continued muttering sarcastically to himself as he followed you, his playful mood still lingering. Oh, the agony of being ignored by someone who claims to love me. Perhaps I shall drown my sorrows in alcohol once again and drink until I cannot remember your cold, heartless abandonment, he exclaimed with fake dramatics. But no matter how much I drink, the pain of your absence will always remain. Oh, the torment of loving a woman who treats me so cruelly. You turned to glare at him. Shut up. He couldn't help but chuckle at your exasperated response. He continued to spout more nonsense, clearly enjoying the playful banter. Even your harsh, commanding words ring in my ears like sweet music. How do you manage to captivate my heart so completely even when you are being so cold and close? It's as if the world has conspired against me, forcing me to love a woman who treats me with such indifference, yet I can't help but adore you all the same. Jimin, stop annoying me. He grinned playfully, clearly thrilled by your reactions. Oh, but is it possible to stop annoying someone I love so much? It's like asking me to stop breathing. But fine, I shall relent for now. It seems my playful torment has reached its limit. Your grumpy face tells me it's time to give you a break from my foolishness. But mark my words, my dear, when the time is right, I shall annoy you again. Count on it. He winked at you, his grin still mischievous. Oh, leave. He sighed dramatically, feigning disappointment. Being banished from the presence of my beloved. How fitting. Very well, I shall leave you be. But remember, my love, you may send me away, but you can never erase me from your heart. My pranks, my foolishness, and my endearing, annoying nature will always be with you. Farewell, my dearest grumpy queen. May your days be filled with peace and freedom from my antics. Until next time. He bowed dramatically, waving his hand. You sighed tiredly. What have I gotten myself into? He chuckled, finding amusement in your resignation. Oh, my dear grumpy wife, what have you gotten yourself into indeed? But fear not, for it is a journey of delightful chaos and endless entertainment. You will find humor amidst the pranks, love under my foolishness, and joy in the presence of my annoying yet endearing nature. So embrace it, for it's a path worth treading. You had enough of him. He was following you around the kitchen, holding the hem of your shirt. You grabbed the pan which was placed nearby and ran behind him. He couldn't help but burst into laughter. He turned around, bracing himself from the inevitable blow. Oh, the grumpy wife has come to teach me a lesson. It seems my playfulness has gone too far, or perhaps not far enough. Bring it on, my fierce queen. Let me feel the power of your noise. Wielded through a pan on my behind, he murmured, jumping in front of you in semicircles. Your grip tightened on the handle of the pan as you glared at him. You have pushed my buttons too far. You are gone. So gone, Park Jimin. He laughed and ran towards the bedroom as you chased him with the pan. He entered the bedroom and closed the door before you could step inside. Get ready in 5 minutes, or else I'll send you to work without breakfast and lunch. And you might not get dinner tonight, idiot. The door slightly opened, and he peeked his head outside, chuckled with a cheeky grin, pretending to be hurt by your words. Oh, so you truly seek to cast me away, my grumpy wife, to exile me from your presence and your heart? Very well, I shall respect your wishes, but know that my absence will only remind you of the playful banter and delightful chaos that we once shared. Until next time, my dear, remember, absence only makes the heart grow fonder. Jimin, I swear you halted your words when he shut the door again. You could hear his laughter from inside. Shaking your head at your dramatic but adorable husband, you made your way to the kitchen. I might get late tonight, so don't wait for me. He mumbled, kissing your right cheek followed by your left. You nodded, handing him his lunchbox. He grinned, bopping your nose with his. And, and, he leaned down to your ear. I am not sorry for the morning. He whispered, gave a quick peck on your jaw, and ran outside, laughing to himself. You squinted your eyes at his retreating back, but couldn't stop yourself from chuckling. Oh, I'm so tired. You stretch your limbs after spending hours working on your laptop. You prefer to work from home in your own space. I should take a shower. You mumbled and got off the bed. Opening your wardrobe, you looked for some comfortable clothes when your eyes fell on Jimin's clothes. You bit your lip as an idea popped in your head. You grabbed one of his white shirts. You traced the shirt, feeling the soft material beneath your touch, and sniffed it. Its scent instantly filled your senses. Would he be mad if I wore his clothes? You contemplated standing in front of the mirror with the shirt. Even if he gets, who cares? I'll say it's my revenge for morning. You smiled to yourself and rushed inside the bathroom, more excited to wear his shirt than taking a shower. After a few minutes, you emerged from the bathroom wearing his shirt. It reached just below your knees. You looked at yourself in the mirror and twirled round, enjoying your husband's scent enveloping your senses. You hopped towards the music system, turning it on, and lost yourself in the world of music. You hugged yourself, imagining yourself in Jimmy's arms. I don't know why I've started missing you nowadays. After a long day at work, Jimin finally returned home. He walked through the door, still wearing his formal office attire, and called out, I'm home, darling. I hope you missed me as much as I missed you. Any mischievous plans for us tonight, or shall we just settle for a relaxing evening together? He frowned when he didn't find you in the living room. Where is she? I returned early for her and she isn't here to give me, though grumpy, but a little smile. He was taken aback by the laughter and music coming from the bedroom. It was not often that you indulge in such light-hearted activities, being rather serious and no-nonsense kind of woman most of the time. Curiosity piqued, he carefully pushed open the door and peeked inside. He watched you from the doorway, leaning against the doorframe and smiling as he saw you dancing and singing along to the music in his shirt. It was a sight he had never seen before, and it filled his heart with warmth. As you continued to dance and enjoy yourself, he felt a surge of affection and admiration for you. He loved seeing this carefree and joyful side of you, and he couldn't help but feel grateful to be able to witness his firsthand. Suddenly, your eyes sparkled with mischief as you turned down the volume of music system and cleared your throat. Hello everyone, I am Park Jimin, the grumpy businessman. You tried to mimic his voice. Puffing your chest up, you imitated his walk. I am the uncrowned king, and I like to annoy my wife. You held your head high, proud of your mimicking skills. He couldn't hold back a chuckle at your unexpected introduction. Leaned against the doorway, amused by your attempt to mimic him. It seems my grumpy wife has been practicing impersonations. That's a new talent I didn't know she possessed. Unknown of his presence, you continued with your act. Alas, my wife abandoned me. You threw your head back, feigning sadness like him. He rolled his eyes, amused by your over the top theatrics, but secretly enjoying the chance to see your playful side. Oh, the woe of being deserted by one's own wife. How will my lonely heart ever recover from this unjust abandonment? He responded with equal drama, playing along with your act. He pretended to weep, placing his hand on his forehead in a dramatic pose. You flinched at the sudden intrusion and turned back to find him walking inside. You screamed loudly, startling him. He flinched badly. His heartbeat skyrocketed at your sudden act. Wow, calm down, lady. It's me, your very own, legally, officially, only, and forever husband. What are you doing here? Huh? Me? I thought the man of the house returns home to his wife after a long working day. Was I supposed to go somewhere else? No, I mean, you said you would be late. He grinned widely at your flustered surprise, clearly enjoying your reaction. Surprise, darling. I couldn't resist the urge to see you. So here I am. But who knew you had such a gift of impersonations? Shut up. He grinned teasingly, sensing your defensiveness. You stepped back instinctively as he took a step in your direction, though he was about 3 feet away from you. Oh, now there's that familiar grumpy wife voice I know and love. Don't worry, darling. I won't reveal your secret talent to anyone. It can be our legal rendered secret. You chuckled softly, still enjoying your flustered street. You looked everywhere but him. Your eyes enlarged when a sudden realization hit you. You looked down and nibbled your lower lip, realizing that he had witnessed you wearing his shirt. Jimin noticed your move silently, the corner of his lips lifted in a slow, impressed smirk. I see you have finally noticed what you are wearing. I must say, you look quite beautiful in my shirt. Perhaps I should have let you wear it more often. A sense of warmth surged in its heart at the thought of witnessing you wearing his clothes on a regular basis. He continued to move towards you, his step slow and deliberate. He couldn't help but find your attempts to distance yourself amusing, thinking how cute it was that you were trying to maintain your grumpy facade. What's the matter, darling? Why are you trying to back away? Don't you want me to take a closer look at how beautiful you look in that shirt of mine? He teased, his lips curled up in a mischievous grin. I'm gonna go and change. A squeal escaped your lips when he pulled you in his arms before you could walk away. Are we going to play the game of cat and mouse now? But I can't deny that I like it. Leaning in, he pressed his lips on your cheek, his lips lingering a moment longer than usual. No need to change, darling. I quite like the sight of you in my shirt. But if you insist on changing, how about you model some other outfits for me? I'm just dying to see what other surprises you have in store for me tonight. Your cheeks reddened at his comment. He yanked you closer to him, your front pressed against his. You know, you've done so beautifully. I couldn't take my eyes off you, but I'm upset. Why would you hide such an enchanting thing from me? You flushed at his compliment, your cheeks turning crimson red. Darling, mind teaching me some of those moves? You want me to teach you dancing? I mean, why would you enjoy these kind of surreal moments alone? I too want to dance with you. Let's blast together. He smiled, wiggling his eyebrows suggestively. He outstretched his hand for you. Shall we? Though I am great at dancing, but I want to be crazy with my wife. You couldn't stop yourself from smiling as you slipped your fingers in the grooves of his and positioned it in dancing position. Ready? Never been so ready for anything. You smiled, swaying along with him. He brought your intertwined hands to his neck and hooked them around it. His hands found their way to your waist as he pulled you to step on his feet. His forehead pressed against yours, your breath mingling together as you both felt ecstatic in that moment. You both danced not just with your bodies but with your hearts, finding in each other's company a joy and companionship that words could not capture. So So, your clothes are mine from now on. He laughed, his eyes disappearing. On one condition. What? We will spend a few moments in the evening dancing together, and that too every day. Deal? He lifted his little pinky to your face. You laughed slightly, joining your pinky with his. Deal. From that day on, dancing became a cherished part of your life together. You both would often dance in the evenings, laughing and learning from each other. Your movements a testament to the growing bond between both you and him.